Garrosh versus
The dragon must prevail.
I must protect the wild. Victory or death!
Most of the legendaries in this game do feel like they are dragons, so we just keep the Juggernaut. Can we get a game where the Juggernaut is actually impactful? Because that hasn't happened yet. That's literally the whole point of what I'm doing. And it can be very fun to do, but at least we finally have it now. But now I also want the 7, the hero. It feels weird calling it Dr. Boom because you think of the card when you do that. And not even this one, the actual one that I don't have in here. I should make some variations of this deck, but this seems like at least a better one. Oh, okay, this is the perfect hand that you could ever dream of. So if I don't win this one, then I'm just done. That's all you need to do. And you don't want to play this first because you want to be able to flip it back. So you got to think of it as like a combo card. You want to get this on a nice turn 7. Do that first, and then you get the charge value out of it too, the rush value. So you could coin this out if you were concerned about it. It seems a little bit unnecessary though. You don't have to force it like that. But just if you get that sense that they're going to rush you down or do something like that. Now we can't... I guess I could do a turn 4 anyway though, so it didn't hurt me. Turn 4 Shredder. Turn 5 we have to hope for something. Turn 6 nothing right now. Turn 7 is good. So turns 4 and 7 are good. 5 and 6 are questionable. I might drop that Brewmaster just... Well, that makes the weapon seem really good. You have Millhouse? No, I don't. What did I use Millhouse for? There was a particular deck that I used them for a lot. But now I can't remember what it is. It must have been some classic, like, just very aggro warlock type of thing. Hero power also freezes the target. Does that mean it'll freeze me if I use this? I love to speculate on interactions like that, but I can't afford to actually do that. There's a 4/5 Boomkin. Restore. Now, really, it's a Moonkin. They just call it Boomkin as like a slang. Restore 8 health or deal 4 damage. That doesn't really seem right as a fitting effect. Restore 8. That seems like too strong. You got 5 and 1, so now the turn 6 is still a question. You don't really want to do this right away. Once again, I'm failing at my bomb count. There's at least 3 in there though, right? Because he hasn't taken any damage. So you would be able to fill the board with those. And if they have rush, even better. Because you can clear his board and do a ton of damage, guaranteed. That's maybe where a synergy like Bran or something could come into play. Bran or Baron Rivendare to really make those 1/1s actually have a big impact. The turn 6 we can just do on a simple level like this. This works out pretty well with the 1 HP. So now I have a choice between these two. I think I still want to do this first though. Right, the rush is just way too valuable. Way too good. And again, you can cycle through cards here with the hero power. Draw 3 cards, summon a plant with taunt and stats equal to your hand size. Stats equal to your hand size. That's kind of interesting. So this is a safe enough play to do it. We can easily cancel that out. Doesn't really matter what the hero power is now, so we get 3 damage. This is one of the weaker ones that often isn't good, but it's still okay. I mean, it's like the Gold Dawn one, but just not with lifesteal. Now we have a whole bunch of charge opportunities. I think this is the logical thing, especially if he fills the whole board, but he instead does that. Give your minions something. There are no minions. Summon. Okay, this makes the 1/1s very viable. Just don't buff them. I do love the chaos of these type of things, like Yogg or something like that. It's amazing that Yogg was actually considered a good card in the meta though at the time, despite that, under certain circumstances at least. So the bombs are very viable. It should fill my board with them. As far as I can tell, I put at least 3 in there, so I should get at least 6 bombs. So I mean, math can't be wrong now. I do have to pay more attention to stuff like that though. Alright, so you know exactly... Oh shit. Oh, that kind of screws me because I want to get rid of the poisonous thing. Damn it. There's only so much left on the board. I mean, it'd be hard to... Damn. That's pretty unlucky, actually, that nothing would target both of those. It's fine, it's fine. Because even if I could flip this guy back, I could do that whole thing again, which would be amazing. That just makes it too easy for him. This is still going pretty well, but I don't know what these 10 cards are going to be. I kind of like doing this, but I do want to start like a major series too. I just can't decide what to do. I'm honestly at a loss. Like I can't think of a good one. I have a few like on my docket for the poll, but I'm kind of saving those, or unless people really vote for them. But I want to do something different. Battle cries trigger twice. Refresh empty mana crystals to the cost of the most expensive card in your hand. Put 3 colossal minions at the bottom of your deck. Okay, dude. So now you'd like a brawl or something along those lines. I don't know if I really like that. How many things you got, dude? This is one of those crazy combo moves. I mean, basically, if I don't get brawl, I'm gonna lose. That's it. There's nothing I can do about this. I guess you could do this to buy a little bit of time, but it's just not gonna matter. In fact, you're giving up 7 armor to even do it, so why even bother? You may as well just do it next turn, because he's still gonna have that much stuff on the board. That was such an insane turn. 2, 4, 5, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6 from an empty board. Like, what is that? That's like a Yu-Gi-Oh type of move with the XYZ synchro bullshit. A major series, like a hard mode series. Like, these are kind of things I do when I have extra time, but I've just been doing such short streams lately. So like how I was doing Ocarina of Time or Dark Souls or whatever. Oh, I actually have an idea. Speaking of Dark Souls, we could do... Oh, God. I don't even have a way to flip it back now, so what am I going to do? I have to draw some stuff? You could still give me Brawl. You could have still done it. You could still do it, and I still won't lose. I could do it next turn. Okay, okay. You ask and you shall receive. That's what the Dry Whisker can just do, is it can buy you time. Now you're thinking there's no way he would just top deck Brawl, even though he just drew like 5 cards. So now go ahead, overcommit. As long as he doesn't put some sort of death rattle protection like the 2/2 tree ant summon thing or something. Even that wouldn't be so bad. Devour everything, spit them back. Oh. Oh, that's just... That doesn't matter. In fact, that even helps me because he didn't bother to kill them. He spits them all back on my side. The perfect play. We could flip that sucker back as well, the Dry Whisker, but he's not going to get that many minions again, surely, on his side of the board. So you could say, oh, that's lucky like a top deck, but we drew... Wait. Oh, you still keep that. We drew the cold, or we played 2 Cold Light Oracles to get it. Freeze 2 random enemy minions. Choose a friendly minion, discover a minion of the same type. Guess I'll do this. Maybe I'll just leave it and let them deal with it, but that 5/5 to the face could be very deadly. I like how magic completely does away with minions attacking each other. That's maybe the main two changes that are good for Hearthstone objectively. I think I'm dead. Wait, 9? Oh, maybe not. Like, the fact that lands are taken out and mana is just an automatic thing that happens every turn. It still preserves the same concept, but it's not as taxing on your cards and stuff. And like where you get bricked with just drawing too many lands, or you don't get lands enough, that could pose too many problems. So it just equalizes it for both people with the mana. And then on the other side, you can actually attack minions instead of only blocking with them, which seems more intuitive maybe. So here we have the ability to... The freeze was pretty good. This is where the charge becomes amazingly good. You get a free, or I mean not the charge, the rush. Charge hasn't really been a thing in so long. So I guess I lost count of how many are still in there, but it's not going to matter with this 48 that we have to deal with. I really need that armor effect off of here. I wasn't able to flip the Dry Whisker back yet again. This is how hard it is to win at 9 bronze, Leopard Gnome level. It's the beginning of the month too, so it's not like... Well, I don't know if that makes it harder or easier. It usually would probably make it harder because the people who are better haven't gotten to the high level yet. So they're going to roll over you to get there. And what is all this? This is where just power creep feels like bullshit. It's just too much stuff. Fill your board like 3 times. I just can't stop it. Give your heads rush. And some of these kind of are things I'm not even familiar with from the main. I mean, obviously the hero power is convenient and perfect, but it shouldn't take that. What does this do? Almost sounds like he's saying Kakarot. Whenever something is frozen. It's just too convenient, isn't it? Like, if I didn't have that specific thing, I lose. So I don't even feel too good about surviving there. It's just too much. Now he'll summon another full board of stuff for like the 5th time. Hard mode. Win against every bot. Simulated personality on chess.com. But that, I mean, every bot would be impossible because that would go up to like Stockfish, wouldn't it? He just does it again. Like, what's happening here? How did he get another one? I don't get it. I'm getting the perfect convenient thing, but I'm not too happy about it. 5/3, put a sunken detector on the bottom of your deck, which I don't even know what that is. Should I destroy one of these, or... I'll just hit face. I don't even know what to do about it. Just have to hope for like a 3/1 or something. And then I can hero power it. But it shouldn't have any effect with just that on the board. I'll do one of these just because the flip effect is not going to be as relevant now. Just how many times can you fill your board? I'm just curious, dude. I'm getting bored of seeing it over and over. Yeah, I could beat the personalities, I'm sure. But if it's just like people who aren't even that good, at least. Not Hikaru and stuff, he's more than a personality. Do something, swap it. Pretty similar purposes there. So now the charge is going to have to come into play in a big way. You could do 6, you could do 2. In fact, that helped me because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do the flip in such a cost-effective way. So here you're going to see what the Juggernaut can do. Finally, you flip it back, you hit this, you do the hero power. See how we're hanging on by a thread. So if I get that 7 armor thing here, it would be a godsend. Am I going to get it? Yes. Okay, so we got what we need. As long as you can hit something with 4 or less and flip it back. If it's something 5 or more, then we have to do like this. Not because we can't kill it, but because it's the same attack, but because we don't want this to die. And this, in a certain sense, you do want to die, because then you can use N'Zoth. So you could Zola the... Oh, you could do it, too. You could sack it and then copy it, but you wouldn't want to do it this turn. So did he finally run out of stuff to just flood the board? Like, this game is not a good representation of what this deck is going to do, because that was super hyper lucky with some of the 1 HP stuff. Very unlikely to get that. So he gets a 6-7. I spoke too soon. That he might have actually burned out of something. So you could do this. Get it to 1. You could just cleave, because I don't think cleave is going to come into much value later. Look at how hard this is, dude. This is insane. This is what I mean by like hard mode everything. I make it harder for myself just to make it interesting. This is so bad that we have to... Like, he's probably going to flood the board again. How many times? How many times? Look at this. It's not even... After your hero attacks, give this 2 attack. So how do you get it up to like 6 last time? It's just too much. I mean, how many times can I do the same thing? It's just not even right. I guess I have to do this and hope we get a certain amount to be able to charge, but it's probably still not going to be enough. That's the sad part about it. Oh, you can't even do that, of course. We'll do this. We can freeze a certain amount of stuff. If you control... So it's just like an endless loop, isn't it? You have to destroy these. I'm kind of confused as to how that even works, but it ended up working out. That was an insane... Dude, N'Zoth is coming in so clutch today. I actually love this. There's just so many cool things that you can do with this one. Now you see why it's one of my like evergreen favorites. Best bot is Karana with only a strength of 2840. Should be easier than Invisible DS Chick. I don't know about that, dude. 2840. I could beat him in a correspondence one where I just take forever. Maybe, not really. Or I can consult the engine and it's legal. Apparently, somewhat. At the end of your turn, transfer... What? Why, because he burned out? Counter the spell, something, something. Transform a neighbor into a copy of this. You could do this. Keep that alive. Do this. Now you can flip this sucker back. So we still didn't let the Juggernaut try. In fact, for some reason this feels like the right play. Don't even worry about it, and then you can do this, and you can do that. So we're committing pretty hard in. We're safe on HP, so maybe he finally concedes that his deck is burned out. This just makes it look actually amazing that we were able to survive all that. That is just like the best case scenario. That's probably not ever going to happen, though. That was an amazing, amazing one. At rank 9 Bronze Leper Gnome. Old God's OP. That's been in the game for a while, too. It's not like it's a new power creep type of card. Like older power creep when the power creep wasn't quite as bad. So you could do it again. That's the beauty of it. You could do it twice more. Look at this. Look at this. I'm just going to BM this guy. It doesn't even matter. You got 2 more. And that Death Rattle effect is off the chain. I'm going to assume he just can't deal with that one either. But normally you would never do it like this. So now the Juggernaut's just the icing on the cake. But not the main event. So I even sacrificed being able to flip it back. Although I could do Baleful Banker still too. But that puts it in your deck instead. Well, this should be in the bag. Unless he has some other crazy stuff still. we somehow outlasted him with the deck that's not meant to do that at all. May as well just do this yet again, although that's kind of a weak use of it. I'm not sure I really like that. But just because we have 2 of them. Probably pretty hard for him to deal with this, but I'm kind of Poison Seeds combo with Starfire. Because you should be able to do that in Wild, right? It should be allowed.
Trust me.
This was actually an excellent display. I guess you can ignore the rank. Like, that was just good. If it can hold up to that, I'm pretty happy about that one. But again, why is it still so hard at this low level?